Hey, it's Webs here with a new Hearthstone video. This time we are going to be doing a twist on Quest Hunter. We're going to go down more of a token package instead of having a bunch of secrets. We do this because then we can actually use the upgraded hero power from Beaststalker Tavish to be infinite fodder for a Sire Denathrius and win the game that way, or have some board clears so we can get rid of a lot of our opponent's minions so we can actually survive until the late game, which was the classical issue that this deck actually had. And I actually kind of like this version better than the more stereotypical version just because of this reason. However, there are two cards in this version of the deck that might be a little bit questionable. Those two cards being Multicaster, and there is also Rats of Extraordinary Size, which allows you to have additional tokens to actually feed into your Huntsman and your Sire Denathrius and your Insatiable Devourers. But you probably could replace both of these cards with either some other type of draw power, something else to deal with your opponent's board. But I do still really like the Rats. It actually came in handy in quite a few games. For the Mulligan guide of the deck, generally speaking, you are looking for early game spells that will actually trigger your questline. This would include basically any damaging spell that is 3 or lower cost. However, cards like Tame Beasts, Frenzy Fangs, and Wild Spirits are also really good to keep in your open hand, as these will allow you to have some board presence while also dealing damage so you can actually complete your questline. And finally, the last two cards I would keep in my open hand, depending on the situation, are cards like Beaststalker Tavish and Sire Denathrius. Sire is only being kept in your open hand if you can actually feed into him really easily, and it is going to be a slower matchup. Otherwise, don't keep him in the open hand and just let you naturally draw into him, because you do have enough token generating cards in here to actually get him pretty big pretty quickly. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Okay, time for a game against Priest. Piercing Shot might be willing to keep it in our hand. I guess we're just going to get rid of it. Stag Charge is much better, same with Quick Shot. I honestly don't think Quick Shot ever came up with its condition of drawing an additional card, but I think this was probably the game that it was closest. Okay, just going to use our questline, getting Frenzy Fanged as our top deck. I don't necessarily want it, but it's still not a bad card to see. Okay, Amulet of the Undying, so I'm assuming they're going to be some type of Death Rattle Priest. There's a Scorpid. Multicaster, I don't think technically does anything. I think this was the game that I thought Stag Charge had a School of Magic on it, and it turns out it doesn't. So I think next turn I'm just going to play the Multicaster, if I remember right. Identity Theft, okay. Oh, we do have the aim shot now. Yeah, let's just aim shot, go face, put in some extra damage. Why not, right? Oh, Beaststalker. That's actually pretty cool. We're just going to trigger their Explosive Trap. It had to be Explosive Trap just because it was from Identity Theft. Okay, Blade Master. That's not going to do anything for what we're going to do next. Oh. Shell Shock would actually not be a bad choice. If I didn't already know that was going to counter a spell, I also would put our Multicaster online too. We're just going to play the Stalker, get Explosive Trap. Oh, oof. Maneuvers is technically the worst option just because the additional copies will be dormant for 3 additional turns, and I don't want to have to deal with that, to be honest. Okay, Desperate Prayer gets our Ice Trap instantly triggered. They got a Piercing Shot from us. Okay. They're still going to heal. Alright, so what do we want to do here? Arcane? Oh, I think I actually do use the Arcane Shot to trigger the Blade Master, but I should have probably use the Quick Shot, to be honest. Oh, they're countering our minions instead. I don't know why you chose to counter minions, but I guess I won't judge. Oh, we can just kill that. Go face. Would be nice if we had Sire in hand, just because we've been killing a bunch of minions. This would be the perfect game for having a late game Sire. Okay, let's use Quick Shot. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I was looking at what I had to do to make sure I didn't get our questline reward stolen for us. And this was the best solution. Sure, I could have done a little bit of extra damage, but we do have Explosive Trap, and I don't want to deal with it. And I guess this wasn't the game that I actually used Multicaster incorrectly. Draw 2 is pretty nice, especially when 1 is also another draw card. And they're 1-cost cards, so we can actually complete our questline next turn. And we do have the Sire in hand. I really hope they don't get a Theatar, though. One problem of doing this, though, as the way to complete the questline, is the fact that you're going to run out of space for all the minions, so you can't actually get as much damage, in theory, out. I'm just going to do this. Put down questline reward. Use tracking. Another spell. Stag Charge is probably the best bet. Wild Spirits clogs up our board, and Piercing Shot does nothing if we don't have any minions to actually target. I mean, we could target our own minions, but that would be a little bit weird. Oh, at 8/8. Well, let's use Summon Pet, see what we get. Get a Taunt. Not technically what I wanted. See what we get again. Oh, Hover. Perfect. Tame Beast is probably the best bet. Oh, perfect. More attack on all of our minions. Going to attack with the Multicaster first, and then just go face with everything else. Place the Kodo Bane down to draw 3. Honestly, when I started playing this deck, I originally tried to do a 30-card version with Vander instead. Technically, that still works in this version if you get rid of the Multicasters and the Prince Renathal, but I honestly prefer this. Okay, come on. Don't have anything else to heal yourself up anymore, and we just win the game next turn. Okay? And that does absolutely nothing against us. You have that minion, though. How much damage do we have on board? Let's see what we... Oh, Huffer. Perfect. Huffer actually just gives us lethal, I think. Or I'm just brain dead and forget to actually use Sire. Was this the game I was being really greedy with the Sire when I really shouldn't have been? We're really playing with some fire. Oh, the Sire wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be. Come on, play a big spell. And then I don't have to deal with... Yes, that's exactly what we want to see. Though, Theatar might have been an issue. So glad that they didn't have him, though. They're just going to heal up a little bit. And we have a Sire for 19. I love the animation on this card. Even though I hate the card itself. Okay, time for a game against Shaman. Okay, tracking and Stag Charge are really good to keep in our open hand. We had a very similar hand in another game. Okay, so just going to Hero Power. Use Stag Charge. Of course it's going to be a 3-1. Actually, being a 3-1 in a Shaman matchup isn't that bad. Could be a lot worse. Especially because we can instantly deal with the minion they're about to put down. And keep the 3-1 alive using Piercing Shot. The next turn we do have a second Piercing Shot or a Tame Beast to get rid of the 3-4. Okay, Schooling, so they're probably going to get rid of our minion. Or they're just going to wait. Oh, they get a 3-4 there too. Okay, so what do we want to do? We have 5 mana. The smart decision might be putting down the Tame Beast, then using Aim Shot, and then just going face. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so they are going to be able to clear our board. We have a 3-4. Do we want to actually... or 2 3-4s? Now, this version of the deck, it does have the incredible ability to just make people instantly whiff that because they don't realize what we're actually playing. Let's draw 3. Now, we're 2 spells away, so we might as well just use tracking instead. Oh, that's actually a pretty good clear for next turn. Gets us a bunch of minions on board and deals with at least 2 of their minions. I actually like that play for a turn 7 play. It also depends if they evolve and what they evolve into. Okay, more schooling. I want to do a Vander Shaman deck. I think that's going to be what Wednesday's video will be. I say this, and I don't know. I haven't actually tested it out at all yet. Let's just put this down and then kill the 5/4. Then we have an entire board they have to deal with. Schooling doesn't really help them unless they get rid of the main body right away. Okay, so they silence our entire board, which allows them to safely get rid of our minion. I'm shocked people are still running Starfish. It does open up the possibilities of people running some really wacky decks similar to the Paladin deck that I made a week ago. Let's just do this like that. We still don't have a free hero power. This probably will be the game where we just complete the quest line because might as well. And we're in a really good position to actually just win the game by doing so. Okay, so let's use Shell Shock, and then we have 2 1-cost spells to finish this quest line. It's going to do 1 damage to face, and then kill the 2/1. Go face with our hero power because we can. And we do have the Huntsman, which is really, really nice. And a bunch of cards to actually infuse it. I don't think we're going to get a double infuse on him, but 1 infuse is plenty. Okay, just going to go face. Do we have... Let's kill, or try to kill 2 of their minions. And I think just going... we can do it like this. I think the smart decision would have been just keep going face right there, but it is what it is. Okay, Swarmer. Yes, feed into our Huntsman. Actually, Huntsman will be fully infused if all of our rats do die. And they're probably going to have to kill them all. Because I don't think they're going to expect us to drop a Huntsman. And this is technically the safest play that they could do. Primordial Wave, okay. That didn't generate them anything too big, besides that Onyxia, which is a bit annoying. And they're going to see what they randomly generate there. And nothing. Okay, and aim shot, okay. It's just what we needed. Let's put down the Huntsman. And we should have perfect lethal just on board. We could use aim shot though, too. Okay, temporary game against Mage. Perfect opening hand. I'm probably going to actually keep everything here. Don't see a reason why not to be honest. I guess we could get rid of the tracking just to try to get a 2-cost spell instead, but it should be fine. Just gonna put down the quest. Okay, Wildfire. I actually tried to do a questline mage deck before I settled on doing this. Since I wanted to cover a hunter deck, and I wanted to do something a little bit different than my last one. So I didn't want to redo like a Wildseed pure hunter. And this felt like the best option, and it shockingly worked better than the other version of the deck that I was testing out. I only played like 3 games with that version, but this felt really good in the first 3 games compared to that one where, again, it was with Vander originally, and I just ran too many high-cost cards. It was my own mistake, but it is what it is. Okay, Explosive Trap. Just going to rush this into their minion because they would kill our minion instantly. Actually, going for aim shot. I was thinking about the Devourer just because of the fact that there are a few really big threats that Mage has access to. We can use Wound Prey, go face, and then let's use Explosive Trap. This puts it in lethal range of that. I think this is a game where I don't try to go for the meme win with Tavish. I could be wrong too. The Devour in hand is nice. Actually might play into the factor of going for that type of win strategy instead. Yeah, let's use Tavish. Try to get an Explosive Trap. This will trigger the quest line so we can actually get 0-cost minions. Snake Trap is probably the best. Freezing Trap in theory could be good, but the others don't really do anything for us in the situation we're in. Kill their 2 minions, do 3 damage to face. We just gotta believe in the RNG and keep getting Huffers because, you know, whenever someone plays Tavish against you, they always end up getting Huffers, so might as well be the same way for someone else, right? Oh, cool. Another Explosive Trap. I'm actually thinking about just putting down the rats. I know that will probably trigger something. Rather get the rats out of the way just so we can actually feed into the Devour. Sure, we're about to feed into their Deathborn, but we're at a high enough HP where I don't really care too much. And they don't have enough space to actually get Tire board, and we do have the Explosive Trap in hand. Oh, Arcane Shot's perfect. We can just go face, use our hero power, put down Tavish, put down Explosive Trap, then hero power again. And there's our Huffer, because, you know, always has to be Huffer. Huffer times 2. Always gotta be it. We're missing 2 damage off of lethal if they don't kill off our entire board. Or if they do, I mean. So there's the Explosive Trap. I'm assuming they're probably going to have something to counter us. We do have the Snake Traps, which is real nice, but I think they're going to kill both of our minions right here, which is going to be a little bit more frustrating. We have no minions or spells in hand, and we only have minions, so we're going to have to get really lucky. I don't want to put down the Devourer yet, and I don't think they, unless they have another Deathborn, which does clear out our board for the most part. Fire Eye is not what I was expecting, but I should have because I knew they were playing. Okay, let's just see what we get. Oh, a Taunt. A Taunt is perfect. Protects our face, and then we can just eat everything up. Okay, so they did have the KT. Have 2. He really just needed 1 more hit from a skeleton to go face. That's a shame. And we're just going to hit face. Let's hero power to, and of course it's going to be Hopper. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. Overall, this deck was incredibly fun to play, and a big shock for me to see how well these 2 ideas of decks merged together do so well. I honestly didn't expect this to work out as well as it did, but it does give Questline Hunter some answers that you normally wouldn't have in the normal version of Questline Hunter. Sure, there's some weird choices, such as multicaster, just to go with the older builds of Questline Hunter, and rats of extraordinary size, which may or may not be needed for the infuses, but it felt really nice in the games where it did matter. With the deck overall, I had a 60% win rate across the 30 games that I actually played with it, which is a little bit above average, but I had originally planned to test this one out on stream a little bit, and then I forgot to, and went with some mercenary testing instead. But either way, this is an easy recommendation for me to make for you to try this one out. It isn't too far off the beaten path of a stereotypical Questline Hunter deck, but it does give you some surprise factor that most people won't be expecting when facing this deck in particular. And like always, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye bye.